All right, Judge Ellison's trying to sign on. And we're on YouTube. I'm sorry I'm late. I came home to hold the meeting, and I didn't know how long it would go, and I might have to be here when the boys get home. And when I turned my computer on, of course, it decided to stop and install updates before it would let me do anything.
Well, I had an update too. I don't know how long the meeting might last, but I may have to leave because Friday afternoons, they come around spraying the courthouse or fogging the courthouse and the offices.
Yes, they do that at the Justice Center too. Another reason I came home.
I know I'm sterile and clean and everything, but it might get me. That's pretty convenient. Pretty convenient on a Friday afternoon for you to get sprayed like that.
It is. Especially if I can get them to come by Friday morning.
All right. Well, we'll give Lynn a bit more time.
Were you able to get a hold of Judge Ellison?
Yes, he said he was trying to sign on.
Somebody may have to run over there and help him.
Well, he said he and Janet are headed to San Antonio, so I assume she's driving and he's trying to sign in on his telephone.
Oh, okay.
I'll call him again if we don't hear from him pretty quickly. Aha.
There he is.
All right. Rename. Okay. And Judge Ellison, you're muted. Muted. That sounds better. Yes. Okay.
Oh, Lord. I ain't never done it this way before. I've watched a lot of the other people do it this way, but I ain't never done it this way before. So,
I've done it, but only for like continuing legal education or something where I didn't have to talk. I just logged on and listened.
Well, not only that, I'm talking about doing it from a car. Okay.
Yeah. Well, if you go between cells and we lose you, we'll let you wait for you to come back in.
All right.
Well, if you have a wreck, I hope you don't hurt us.
I'm not driving. I make my wife drive. That's one thing I said, baby, you got gasoline? She says, yeah. I said, you better drive then.
Good afternoon, Janet.
Good afternoon.
She's here.
All right, I will call the joint meeting of the Wilson and Karnes County Juvenile Boards to order. It's 3:12. We have a quorum. In fact, everyone is present, all the four judges. Are there any public comments?
None here.
And everyone had a chance to look at the minutes? Yes, no?
Yes.
Yes.
You need more time to look at them?
I don't. I'll make a motion to approve minutes.
Okay, is there a
Second.
second? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, it's unanimous. All right. Old,
Judge Wilson, who seconded? Who
Jackson.
seconded? Okay, thank you.
all right, old business, a report from the Chief Juvenile Probation Officer and the county auditor from Karnes County on grant accounts. We received something in writing, but Ms. Schmidt?
Yes, Judge.
Hello?
Yeah,
Okay, we've gotten your report. It was a written submission. Did you want to address that item?
yes, sir. To my actual knowledge, that there was a problem with the accounts being in arrears was in December of 2016.
Pull that chair.
However, all of our funds through grants have all been reimbursement grants. Some of them do allow for an advance. I don't know that that has always been done. The auditor basically took care of all of those type of things. The auditor took care of all of the revenues. The initial account that was in question was a different account from what was brought to the last board meeting. That account was corrected and brought up to date and should be zeroed out. Tom can tell us if it is, because we're no longer using that account. The account that was brought up in question at the last board meeting was our HHSC funds. And Tom has since requested reimbursement to close out the first year because that was missing. The quarter reimbursement was missing. He has done that. And I believe he has also requested September, and will, if he hasn't already, can request October. Since they are reimbursement accounts, there's always going to be a catch up. And the only way to be able to correct that would be to put in a suggested amount of the beginning payroll, because we wouldn't know what our expenses would be in advance. So it would just be a request to put funds in there based on the payroll for the first 2 weeks. And it should then roll. It should roll to where it shouldn't look like it's in the negative. The only other thing that I could suggest, and I don't know that this was the case, but there's always only been one person to request reimbursements. And if, the auditor's out for some reason, like in a training or at a meeting or something, when it could be requested, there was somebody else that could also make requests, that could help that process. Of course, request cash advances if it's eligible. There were times that our invoices were not paid in a timely manner. So sometimes we got overdraft, or not overdraft fees, but we got late fees. And I think Mr. Dupnick has already put those wheels in motion that won't happen, because we actually submit our invoices per week. So I think that has been corrected. And the only other thing that I could suggest is that if, you know, we realize something was coded to the wrong account and we request it be corrected, that we get something to show that that was not a process. We were not getting, anytime we requested things to be corrected, we weren't getting anything back that showed us that it had actually happened. Mr. Dupnick has diligently been working to learn our stuff, if you want to call it that. I think he's getting it down. He definitely asks questions if he has any. And so that is basically the sum of what I told you.
Reva, I did want to share with the judges, all 4 judges, you know, I'm still working on this project as far as finding out, because it was determined that she was having money put into that one bank account and then transfer it to other bank accounts. And we feel some of the transfers didn't occur, and so on and so forth. So that was my understanding, I believe, from also talking to you, that, you know, went into one account, it should have not got moved to the other account, or vice versa. So as I get back onto this project, I'm doing it in between doing everything else. I will keep the board apprised of what's going on, but that's my understanding, because we got some accounts with a bunch of money and you're saying they really shouldn't have any money, like a Title IV account right now and so forth.
No, the Title IV-E account should have funds in it.
I believe it's got a substantial amount of money in it, like 50,000. I hate to quote that number. I don't have my books in front of me, but I thought I saw a large number.
Okay, I mean, well, you can certainly check. I mean, certainly go back and do your research.
Right. But that's my understanding, that that's what I'm seeing in the spaghetti works. It was just all put into that one bucket, and then there was transfers. But once we get to this pool cash that I got the court to agree for us in our Encode software, we won't have this issue anymore of all these transfers and so forth, because it's just going to be one main bank account with the funds under it. And that's how Wilson County is set up, and Guadalupe was set up the same way. It's just a good business concept.
The county.
Well, may I ask a question? May I ask a question?
Yes,
Yes,
Judge,
go ahead.
yeah.
And I may have misunderstood what you were telling us, either explicitly or implicitly, Ms. Smith, but were you telling us that because these are reimbursement accounts, that they're going to always be overdrawn every month?
If things were not requested timely, yes, you're going to see that there is a negative balance. We can request funds monthly. However, payroll is done every 2 weeks. So there would be that shortage of the first 2 weeks until the month could be requested. Now, with what Mr. Dupnick is suggesting, I don't know. I mean, it may not ever show a negative in that case. I'm not sure. I don't know how that works.
Well, what I want to do is I either want to change the juvenile probation department or change the requisition process to where those accounts are not overdrawn ever, period. Okay.
I think the way we have to do that, Lynn, is we have to fund it up front is the only way to do that. Is we have to put we're going to have to put X amount of dollars in up front, hoping that we get reimbursed by grants throughout the year.
And man,
well, then
let's
just change the probation department where we don't need the grants.
Can we combine all of the accounts?
We're going to combine all the bank accounts, Judge Jackson, into one bank account, so it won't be an overdrawn situation. That particular fund could be overdrawn within all those, until we get reimbursed, but the overall bank account will never be overdrawn once we get to the school cash in the next couple of weeks.
And that was.
Okay, well, it doesn't matter to me how we fix it. I just don't want taxpayers' dollars being spent on bank fees.
Right.
Oh, no, sir.
Period. I mean, that's
No.
no excuse for that.
Okay, so question for Tom Dubnik.
Yes, sir.
Okay, if we combine all the accounts, would that prevent having to fund it up front?
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, definitely. That will prevent it because actually, Judge, and the grant that Tom Caldwell has for the victim assistance coordinator, it's the same concept that Ms. Schmidt is saying. We
Yes.
pay the money and then we have to ask the state for the money back. This isn't not for everything that NEVA's got. Juvenile probation pays us some monies automatically. This is just for a couple of her grants, right, NEVA?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'd like to move in the direction of combining all the accounts.
And we got Judge Jackson
I'm not
Court
against
agreed
it.
to that. They authorized me to buy that software. So we got Tyler working on that right now.
Would you just combine Karnes, Wilson, juvenile probation and do
Yes,
one
sir.
account, or would you combine that into an account? Say,
Yeah,
with,
it could be into one account. One account, and all those funds are going to roll into that one account.
and it would all be Karnes, Wilson, juvenile probation?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Is that going to be separate from the county master account or just a sub part of it?
Would the board can add whatever you guys feel, we can do a separate bank account that way. In Guadalupe, they did not. It just rolled under the general fund, but they still had the separate funds.
But it was Guadalupe. They were.
Oh, they were by themselves.
They were by themselves,
Yeah, here
so-
we're combined.
Here we're combined Wilson Karnes.
So we can do that, Judge Wilson. We can
Okay.
open a new account just for the juvenile funds. I think that's a good idea.
Okay, so if you open up a new account just for the juvenile funds, will you have enough cushion in there to
Yes, sir.
make sure that checks don't bounce?
Yes, sir. Definitely. Yes, sir. That won't be a
Well, that's
problem.
fine. I mean,
Can we take action on that?
I just want to make sure that that it's not holding I don't have an idea. I'm ready in the back of my mind. I think part of their contract is that they fees, so they only make money off the invest county's
Lynn, you're
money,
breaking
but,
up.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I know.
Okay, and now you're gone.
Okay, this is
I just don't
not
want accounts overdrawn. That's just not nice. And so however we can fix that, that's fine with me. Okay. But I'll do it.
All right.
there's not an agenda item to take this for where we can combine all the accounts. So I guess we can't do it this meeting, but it needs to be on the agenda for next meeting.
And we'll start that today,
Yes.
Monday. We'll start that process.
Okay.
And then we'll approve it at our next board meeting.
All right. I'm sorry, let me put my phone on silent so it didn't keep chicken away. All right, and all right, give me just a moment. The agenda just disappeared. Okay. All right, so for a next meeting, we have an item off the old business to authorize the Karnes County auditor to roll all of the Karnes and Wilson Juvenile Probation Office accounts into one account.
Yes, that sounds good.
All right, discuss procedures for replacing the current chief juvenile probation officer.
Hey, Judge Wilson, can we hold off on that for just 1 second?
Yes,
I believe that Ms. Schmidt has produced her written response to our direction, and I would like to have a motion or make a motion or go through the process to make sure that writing that she has produced is made a part of the minutes of this this meeting. And before we move on from for lack of a better word, before we move on from the overdraft problem. And so I'm not sure how we go about doing that.
okay.
But I'd like to
second
get
that
that
motion
taken care
to
of.
attach the, I think, October 6th report to the minutes of this meeting. Is all in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed? It's unanimous.
All right. Sorry about that, but I wanted to make sure that was part of the minutes.
No, that's
Judge
fine.
Wilson,
Yes, ma'am.
did you make the motion or did Judge Ellison make the motion and you second?
I seconded it.
Okay,
I took his
Judge
suggestion as a
Ellison-
motion.
Okay.
And seconded it. All right, discuss procedures to replace the current juvenile probation officer.
I would like to move and I don't know how the judges want to go about it. I would rather move sooner than later on getting someone hired for that position so they can start training under Neva, mirroring her, start moving names. You know, we're taking Neva's name off of things and putting the new chief's name on. I don't know if y'all want to go out for applications or if we want to hire within.
I think it's always good to go out for applications. You never know who's going to apply.
Sure.
And I guess we'd ask Ms. Schmidt, is there a juvenile probation officer association or juvenile probation association that has a job site or job bulletin board?
Yes, sir. You can post it on TJJD's site. It can be posted there.
Okay, Neva, do you have a job description of your job?
Yeah, she provided it.
If you
It's
can,
attached to all your information.
You got it, Dickie.
that's posted, the better. Post it for 10 days and then go through the applications.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a strong advocate of arm's length processes when we're hiring someone for a position as important as this. There may be someone internally who will be supremely qualified as opposed to anyone else who is interested in it. We may post it and not get one person at all who's interested in it. But I'm not so sure. This is what, the middle of November, and Ms. Schmidt's last day is going to be the last day of January, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And I'm not interested in any way of giving anybody the impression that we are rushing through this, and we have already have someone in mind, and everything else that we do is just a CYA type action. Okay, because I don't feel that way, and I'm not saying that any of us do. I'm just cautioning against moving too hastily to get applications. And certainly, Judge Hedke, I can understand wanting to get somebody in as soon as we can. But if we hire somebody from the outside, they're not going to be able to shadow Ms. Schmidt before they take office. And I certainly don't have anybody in mind at all, and wouldn't even know where to begin with regard to a particular individual. But I would rather make sure that we have given ample opportunity for anyone to apply who might be interested, and then move from there.
Yes.
That's just my thoughts. I don't know what anybody else thinks, and I'm not saying, I don't want to give the impression that Judge Hedke is thinking opposite of me, because I didn't get that impression. It's just I just want to be really cautious as we move through this process, because it's an important job, and we want to get the best person in the position that we possibly can, whether that person is currently familiar with the department or somebody from the outside.
Right.
Okay.
I just want to get the process started.
Yes.
Oh no, I'm ready to get it started right now. I just don't know that we should say this will be open 10 days and that's it, because it's only the beginning. It's only the middle of November, and I wouldn't propose to do anything to cut off the application day until possibly the end of December, unless someone else thinks that it's necessary to move quicker. And it might very well be. I don't know. I'm shooting off the top of my head right now, or thinking off the top of my head, and there may be a reason to move faster. But I've been through, Judge Wilson and I have already been through one process of hiring a chief juvenile probation officer. And I think it takes time, to be honest about it, okay? But so those are my thoughts, and then I can easily be voted down 3-1, and I'll still love all of y'all anyway, okay? So
I don't know if we
whatever y'all
need
want to do.
I don't know that we need to put a deadline on how long we'll leave it open.
I don't even know if we do need to put a deadline on it. I'm not. I don't know. I can't remember. Judge Wilson and I have gone through three major hiring events in the last 3 or 4 years, and I'm not sure if we ever did put a deadline on application. I think that we just said, okay, that's it. Let's see what we got, and then muddled through from there. So,
Judge Wilson, we can put until filled.
Okay.
When it's posted, it could be put until filled.
All right. Well, let me get with you on Monday, and let me just look at the language, and just in case there's any ADA issue or something with it, but then we can get that posted hopefully on Monday.
Do you want it posted just at the state level, or do you want then just also put on the county websites?
I would think state and county, and
we haven't had good luck.
we want it on Wilson County also.
Yes, both counties.
We want it on a Wilson County website also.
Of course.
Yes.
I just haven't had a lot of luck with the newspapers. We've had more luck looking for people when we just post on our county websites. We've had a lot of luck actually posting on our county website.
I love newspapers, but I can't think of the last time I paid for a newspaper ad, either public money or out of my pocket, campaigns when it wasn't required by law.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a good way to advertise.
Suggestion on the posting, if NEVA can get it posted Monday, and rather than not having a date, have the cutoff date for applications in the end of the month, which will give them 2 weeks. And you'll have pretty much the month of December to review and interview. Did I get
Yes,
that?
I heard that. I'm just thinking.
I think that I think you're going to know within 2 weeks what kind of audience you're going to have or what type of response you're going to have in regards to the interest in this position.
All right, we can always repost it if we're not getting applications.
Yeah.
Or JJAP also.
Now, are we talking about the local county boards as well, sites as well as the TJJD board or site?
Yes, I would think so. Yes.
Yeah, because judges, I think.
I could see how local folks might catch it in 2 weeks, but I don't know if there's somebody that might be interested some other place other than Wilson and Karnes County that might not catch it that quickly. But whatever y'all think, as long as we give an honest shot at making sure that it's well broadcasted.
If you're looking, in my opinion, if you're in that type of business, juvenile probation, if we post it on the JJ,
Yeah, the state
the
website.
state website, you're gonna, that's where you're gonna. It's a very what's the word I'm looking for? It's a niche.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very niche field. Yes, it's not like a truck driver where
Right. You're not.
there might be 20 places you could post it.
A laborer for Karnes County.
Because judges, I know when I left Guadalupe County, I mean, when I gave my notice the first week of September, the JPO there, chief already there knew. So word is out that Neva is retired. So a lot of the chiefs probably do know in the state.
They do. Central Texas.
Okay.
And so we'll get something posted Monday, and it'll say through the end of November, and then we'll sit down and look at the end of November. And I think we ought to ask for the county application for Karnes County and a resume. Something else, a transcript of juvenile probation education.
I think all of that, Judge.
Okay.
Sure. So are we focusing on Karnes County and their application because there's some supreme authority regarding Karnes County by contract or something relative to Wilson County? I'm just curious.
No, and they both have applications. We can use the Wilson County one.
Oh, I don't care. I think we should say either Wilson County or Karnes County application myself. Either one would be fine.
And we can actually probably attach that to the. No, let's not. We want somebody who has enough with itness that they can go out there and find the web page and download the application. I would think. Let me think about that.
You won't make it too easy for them.
Well, no, I mean, that's a good idea, Russell. That's a screening tool right there. At least have somebody who could use the internet well enough to find the application. But actually, if the easier it is, the more likelihood we might get somebody to apply. But however we want to do it, whatever's the easiest, it's okay too.
All right, and then whenever we get applications in, we'll distribute them, and we've got to be careful about talking about them. Let me talk to John Holcomb again, and I never have talked with your sidekick down there, Judge Hetke. It is possible to create basically a forum or a web forum or bulletin board system where the members of a board who are under the Open Meetings Act can exchange messages with each other. And as long as you're discussing things on that bulletin board, it's not a violation of the Open Meetings Act. So you can, we couldn't post people's resumes, but we could certainly say, here's who we've got applications from and discuss them and say, are we happy with these? And we want to start interviewing with these. We want to keep it open another couple of weeks. So I'll also make a follow-up on seeing if either John Holcomb or Justin in Karnes County can get that.
One suggestion that can I say one thing? I second thought, this idea about using either county's applications might not be a good idea. We might all just pick Karnes County, let's say, and say, this is how you file it. And that way there's just one focus instead of somebody grabbing up Wilson's and then maybe filing it in the wrong place or whatever. I just didn't want Judge Jackson to feel like that we were leaving him out. So,
Judge Ellison.
Whatever y'all believe is the most focused to get the easiest way for people to get their information to us. I think we'll just leave that up to Judge Wilson to decide, since he's in my opinion, since he's the presiding judge of the board, or the president of the board. So,
Judge Wilson, we
Yes,
actually
ma'am.
have our own application if you want to use our own application.
Okay.
It's got Karnes Wilson juvenile probation at the top.
that's
Even
perfect.
better. That's even better.
That's perfect.
That's the thing to do.
That's perfect.
That's even better. Okay. All right. So we'll get that posted Monday. I'll get in touch with John and Justin. And,
Yeah. John was here a while ago
Okay.
in my office. I wish I'd have known this, we could have captured him.
All right. Is that everything on that item?
I don't have anything else.
Okay. All right. Next, discuss, approve, disapprove salary supplement for Tom Dutnick and Michelle Salias.
Oh, well, I know that there has been a salary supplement for the person taking care of the Karnes Wilson juvenile probation books and audits for all this time.
Two supplements.
That's the salary that she was making, that the other person was making. I'll make a motion that we allow $3,150 for the auditor and $1,890 for the assistant,
Including the fringe.
including all the FICA, retirement, workers' comp, all of that.
I'll second that motion.
Is there any discussion before we vote?
I think we need to have some serious discussions about it, because what you've got is you've got your auditor and assistant auditors making money that we haven't passed an order. Judge Wilson and I haven't ordered that they have that they be paid, unless they're going to do it as the independent contractors.
Judge
I'm
Ellison,
listening.
can y'all hear me?
I'm listening.
Yes.
The request was not for the juvenile services per se. The request was for managing our extra funds, our outside funds, our grant funds. It's been on my budget. So, I mean, like it was on my budget this year, showing that supplement that y'all had approved. What brought it to my attention, Tom brought it to my attention after his salary was set, not knowing that that was part of it, and wanted to make sure that I did bring it to y'all to make sure that you realized it. It's been in my budget since 2004, I think. Yeah, 2004. It's never changed.
Let me ask a question. So is this on top of whatever number Lynn and I ordered for this time for the?
I believe it would be, yes, sir. Now I don't know if in the past it was included in however that process happened. I don't know how that works.
Okay.
It wasn't.
So Neva,
Yes, sir.
this money for the auditor and the assistant, it was coming out of Karnes's.
It's been coming out of my budget. Yes, sir.
Oh, it was coming out of your budget?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And it was not for just juvenile services. It was because, well, actually at the time that it was brought to the board in 2004, we were receiving like 6 different outside grants.
Okay.
It took time.
So this money, was it a separate check or was it added into their salary?
Now that I don't know. I don't know how it was paid.
It's into the,
Judge,
it's
it's
built
a-
into their salary. It's built into their salary.
It's built into the salary, and that probably means it's coming out of,
Set up as 2 employees.
if it's built into their salary, because we add to the Karnes Wilson Juvenile Probation Board, department, but we don't give, that I'm aware of, Karnes County any money for that. I may just withdraw my motion that Karnes County pay them.
All right, let me ask one more time because I'm still not 100% clear. Whatever line item, whatever number it was that Judge Ellison and I signed for the auditor for Karnes County and the assistants, does Karnes County General Fund pay 100% of that, and then this money is on top, or is this money go to Karnes County to reimburse the county for the work the auditor is doing?
This comes out of Title IV money.
Yeah, the only account that it could be paid out of.
That's not my question. I'm not asking, I don't care where Juvenile gets the money from. What I want to know is the number that's on the order Lynn and I signed for Karnes County to pay its auditor. Does the Karnes County pay 100% of that from general fund, and then they also pay more, which is coming from juvenile? Or do they just pay the money from juvenile and deduct that amount from what they owe from their general fund?
Colin will have to answer that.
Okay, Judge, the way it's set up, they have the auditor set up with 2 different employee ID numbers. So the one auditor pay that y'all approve in court, the order that comes out of the general fund, this money comes out of that Title IV fund, which is a separate fund from the general fund, but it's paid on a separate check or a separate direct deposit.
And that's what I thought, but I just wanted to be sure.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's separate from the county's budget. Well, y'all's order equals what we get paid on our county money, and then this is out of that, what y'all have proposed here.
Okay, that's fine. That's wonderful. Do our other 2 probation departments do this, or is this something unique to Karnes County? And if it's unique to Karnes County, why do the auditors have to be supplemented? Why do they get paid more? What is Karnes County? What is this board or department doing that's different from the other 2? If the other 2 don't do this, or if the other 2 have the same needs, why aren't the auditors in Atascosa County and Frio County getting paid supplements?
Your Honor, I can't speak for the other counties. I don't know. All I can speak to is at the time that this request was made, it was made to the board because of the extra duties, not the basic duties for a juvenile probation department. It was because of the extra grants that we received.
Okay, so why are you getting these extra grants? What do you do different from the other ones?
Well, we actually apply, I mean, there are services that we actually have provided to the district, and most of them. Their prevention education services. We do an attendance grant that helps the schools with their truants.
Atascosa County has all those. Why? And their auditors not getting paid to do whatever they need to do relative to that.
Judge, it wasn't me that asked for it. It was the auditor that asked the board for it. And at the time, the board approved it. And it's just been in the budget since then. It can certainly be changed. We just need the board to make that decision, and we need to notify the treasurer to no longer pay it.
Right, and let me ask, Karnes Wilson, is it you providing services, like you said, for Atascosa, Frio, and Karnes, or some?
Our prevention grant, the HHSC grant, provides services for the entire district. Our truancy grant and our JJAEP provide services only to Karnes and Wilson counties.
Okay, and how much is the truancy grant, which is for all 5 counties?
No, the truancy grant is just for Karnes and Wilson.
Okay, I'm sorry, whichever one it is, that's for all 5. How much
It's the Health and Human Services grant. It's prevention education where they go into the schools And they also educate the communities. They do they do groups to educate the communities on substance abuse.
Okay, but how much is the grant?
The grant itself is $400,000.
And Judge Wilson and Judge Ellison, I might have shared with y'all before, I didn't know anything about this. We had heard about it when I attended previous board meetings. If y'all don't choose to approve it, it doesn't matter because y'all hired me for what y'all hired me for.
And if it's something that, you know, that the juvenile justice, you know, department can handle internally, then, you know, I'm fine just doing away with it as well. And letting the juvenile department absorb that.
Well, here's look. I don't know what the auditors in Atascosa County and Frio County do to help those juvenile probation department keep the books. Okay. They may do the same thing that the auditor is doing here. Internally. All right. My main concern is that basically the auditor of Karnes County and one assistant auditor of Karnes County is getting money as if they were an employee without the authorization of the district judges. All right. By order. Okay. And I don't know that right now that they can get paid that legally. And when it was set up originally, that should have been taken into account, period. All right. And so I'm not real interested in going forward at this point with the current setup simply because I don't know that it's authorized by law. And I'm going to be the first one to tell y'all that I have no problems with hardworking government employees being paid a sufficient salary by the taxpayers. Okay. That's not my point. All right. And so, but I am leery about it. I don't know if we should table this, take it up at the next meeting after we've had a chance to digest it. I don't even know if it's justified. Frankly, I don't know if it was one of these situations where the previous auditor just said, I ain't going to do it unless somebody pays me. And everybody looked around and said, well, we don't have the people to do it, so I guess we better pay her. Okay. If that was the process, that I highly disapprove of that. Okay.
I will withdraw my motion.
Okay, I'll step away for a moment.
I think we would have had a 2-2 tie, Judge Wilson, if we would have voted on it for the moment anyway. Okay. So I think it's something that we need to look at seriously and maybe with a little bit more thought instead of just a little discussion here during the meeting. But okay. Right now, I'm not interested in continuing it unless it's perfectly justified from a practical standpoint as well as from a legal standpoint.
I'm fixing to have to walk out of my office.
All right. How about this? Why don't we? I would offer a motion that we suspend the payment, suspend it, and then ask the county attorney of one or both counties to look into this. And if it's unclear whether it's authorized or not, then we could ask, I think as I have to look, either a county attorney, county judge, or me as the chair of the juvenile board could ask for an attorney general's opinion. Authorized or not. And I think it would be one that the auditors are doing work on programs that benefit three other counties, and also the auditor is doing work that benefits, because Wilson County auditor doesn't have to do all this work. Now that may be a reason for Wilson County to, pay more, or just say that doesn't go to the auditor personally, but to reimburse the county, Karnes County.
Address
303.
Okay, that's 343. let's see if it, just 1 second.
All right. Any discussion? on
1
that?
second. 343 303 is going to be that way, maybe.
310.
It's got to be right here. This is 250. This is the even side, so maybe it's across the street where the odd side addresses are. It's okay. You can just come out right here. There it is. Is
Imaging should say it's Avesti. Yeah, that's it.
That's it, brother. Right there.
Okay.
Perfect. All right, I'm back. I'm back with y'all now. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. I had made a motion, offered a motion for discussion that we suspend the payment of this sum right now. We asked the county attorneys of both counties to look into whether it's authorized, and the reason to pay the auditors more would be that there's 3 counties that aren't a member of the joint department that benefit from some of the programs that the auditor's office in Karnes County does the administration for. And also, although again, this may be a reason to reimburse Karnes County, but that the auditor in Karnes County is doing all the auditing, even though the program is a multi-county program.
I second that.
Is there any other discussion?
None here.
I just have a question. I have a question, Judge Wilson. Are
Yes.
you wanting me to ask the county attorneys to look into it, or are you going to?
I'll do it. It won't be today, but I'll do it. And I'll also send a notice to the treasurer and ask
Okay.
not be paid for the time being,
Okay, thank you.
starting what next pay period?
It'll have to be next. Today we got paid, so it would have to be the next pay period.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else we need to talk about or to put on the agenda for next time?
No, the only thing I guess we put on the next time is the follow up to this your latest motion, and then did we vote on that one, by the way?
Did I call a vote? Okay, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed?
And then discuss the status of the hiring process.
All right. Okay, next on the Friday the 4th is, I've got 4 special settings. And Judge Ellison has a doctor's appointment. How about, say, 3 p.m. on Thursday, the 3rd of December?
That's fine with me. By the way, all of my Fridays are stacked right now, either special settings or doctor's appointments, or I mean, I'm full up on Fridays. Sorry, folks. In December, I am. But the 3rd, the Thursday is hopefully I'll be through it and can with my docket. I don't even know what it looks like, but hopefully I will be.
At what time, Judge?
3 o'clock?
That works. Thursday, December 3rd at 3 o'clock.
Now, is that one of your heavy documents?
I have arrangements that afternoon. We do arrangements morning and afternoon.
All right, how about Wednesday? The 2nd.
Wednesday afternoon, Dickie and I can probably both make it. We have ACOG in the morning.
On what? The
The
second?
second, we have ACOG in the morning, but probably 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we could probably do it.
Yeah, we could do it by then, yeah.
That's fine.
Second. All right, so we'll tentatively set a meeting for 3 o'clock. All right. Anything else? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I would like to add one thing though. Ms. Smith, thank you very much for drafting that information that you sent to us.
Yes.
I know it took a little bit of time that you probably didn't expect to have to spend, but I personally appreciate it very much. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Are we adjourned? I vote aye.
Okay, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
All right. If you're
See y'all.
opposed, I'll make you the host and leave you alone. All right, so we are adjourned.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good weekend.
Same
too.
to you. Everybody.